The island of Crete shimmers in the Mediterranean Sea. Ancient myths tell of a powerful king, Minos. He ruled from his palace at Knossos, but a dark secret haunted his reign, the Minotaur. This creature was a monster. It had the head of a bull and the body of a man. The Minotaur was the result of a broken promise. King Minos had angered the sea god Poseidon. Poseidon's revenge was cruel. He caused Minos' wife to give birth to the monstrous Minotaur. The Minotaur was a fearsome beast. Minos needed to contain it. He called upon Daedalus, a skilled Athenian craftsman. Daedalus was a genius of invention. He designed a prison for the Minotaur from which there was no escape. This prison was the Labyrinth. It was a maze of winding passages and countless turns. Anyone who entered was doomed to wander forever, lost and trapped within its depths. The Minotaur's hunger for human flesh grew. King Minos demanded a terrible tribute from Athens. 7 young men and 7 young women were sent as sacrifices. They were destined to become the Minotaur's prey. This cruel practice continued for years. Athens trembled under the shadow of the Minotaur. The labyrinth is a central figure in Greek mythology. It represents the ultimate challenge. Its twisting corridors and deceptive turns symbolize the unknown and the unknowable. The labyrinth's design was ingenious. It was a maze within a maze. There were countless corridors and chambers. Some were dead ends. Others led back to the beginning. The Minotaur stalked the labyrinth's heart. The creature's roars echoed through the maze. They instilled terror in the hearts of those unfortunate souls trapped within. The air was heavy, the stench of death clung to the stone walls. It was a place of despair. Hope withered within its confines. The labyrinth was more than a prison. It represented the struggles we face in life. The Minotaur embodies our fears and challenges. The labyrinth reminds us that we must face our demons head-on. It is a reminder that even in the darkest depths, there is always a way out. We must only have the courage to find it. Theseus was the son of Aegeus, the king of Athens. He was a young hero filled with courage and a thirst for glory. Theseus volunteered to be sent to Crete. His mission was to slay the Minotaur. He would end the horrific tributes to Minos. He vowed to free his people from the shadow of the beast. Theseus sailed to Crete. He carried with him the weight of Athens' hopes. Upon his arrival, he met Ariadne. She was the daughter of King Minos. Ariadne was captivated by Theseus. She was drawn to his bravery and determination. She decided to help him. Ariadne gave Theseus a ball of thread. She instructed him to tie one end at the entrance of the labyrinth. He was to unwind it as he went deeper into the maze. The thread would serve as his guide. It would lead him back out of the treacherous labyrinth. Armed with his sword and Ariadne's gift, Theseus entered the labyrinth. The legend of the labyrinth captivated imaginations for centuries. Was it a myth, a story spun to explain the unknown? Or did it hold a grain of truth? In the late 19th century, an intrepid archaeologist named Arthur Evans set out to discover the truth. Evans was drawn to the ruins of Knossos. He had a hunch that this site held the key to unlocking the secrets of the labyrinth. In 1900, Evans began excavating the site. His team unearthed the remains of a vast and complex palace. It sprawled across the landscape. Rooms, courtyards, and corridors unfolded before their eyes. The palace was adorned with vibrant frescoes. They depicted scenes of bull leaping, processions, and rituals. The Palace of Knossos was a revelation. Its grandeur and complexity were unlike anything Evans had ever seen. He believed he had discovered the source of the labyrinth myth. Could this sprawling palace, with its winding corridors and countless rooms, have inspired the tales of the Minotaur's maze? Section 5. Echoes of the Labyrinth, the Palace of Knossos revealed. Evans's discoveries at Knossos sent shockwaves through the archaeological world. The palace was a testament to the sophistication of the Minoan civilization, a Bronze Age culture that flourished on Crete thousands of years ago. The Palace of Knossos was a marvel of engineering and artistry. It was a labyrinthine complex of over 1,300 rooms spread over 5 acres. The palace had sophisticated drainage systems, including running water and flushing toilets, which were centuries ahead of their time. The walls were adorned with vibrant frescoes, offering glimpses into the lives and beliefs of the Minoans. The palace's complexity was astounding. Its winding corridors and multiple levels seemed to go on forever. It was easy to see how this place could have inspired the myth of the labyrinth. Was it possible that the Minotaur's maze was not entirely a myth, but a memory, passed down through generations of this real-life palace? Section 6. The Minoans, Masters of the Aegean. The Minoans were a fascinating and enigmatic civilization. They flourished on the island of Crete from roughly 3000 to 1450 BC. Their culture was vibrant and sophisticated. They were known for their artistry, seafaring skills, and unique religious practices. The Minoans were a matriarchal society where women held positions of power and influence, evident in their art and religious iconography. The Minoans were master traders, with ships sailing across the Mediterranean, establishing trade routes with Egypt, the Near East, and mainland Greece. They exchanged goods and ideas, contributing to the flourishing of their civilization. The Minoans were a peaceful people who did not have fortified cities. They relied on their naval superiority and diplomacy to maintain their influence, in stark contrast to their Mycenaean counterparts on mainland Greece, who were a more warlike culture. The Mycenaeans eventually conquered the Minoans, marking the end of an era in the Aegean. Section 7. Rituals and bull-leaping clues from a lost civilization. The Minoans left behind tantalizing clues about their beliefs and rituals. Their art and artifacts depict scenes of bull-leaping, a dangerous activity involving young athletes leaping over the back of a charging bull. It is thought to have been a religious ritual, perhaps a coming-of-age ceremony. The bull was a sacred animal to the Minoans, possibly representing power, fertility, or the divine. The labyrinth itself might have been connected to these rituals. Some scholars believe that the maze-like structure was used for ceremonial dances or processions. The Minoan civilization remains shrouded in mystery. Their language, Linear A, is still undeciphered, making it difficult to fully understand their beliefs and practices. However, the artifacts and ruins they left behind hint at a rich and complex culture, deeply connected to nature and the divine, where rituals and symbolism played a central role in their lives. Section 8. The Power of Myth. Ancient stories, enduring lessons. Myths are not merely stories, they are powerful tools for understanding the human condition. Greek myths in particular are filled with moral lessons, cautionary tales, and explorations of the human psyche. They reflect the ancient Greeks' understanding of the world, their beliefs about the gods, and their place in the cosmos. The myth of Theseus and the Minotaur is no exception. Theseus's journey into the labyrinth represents the challenges we all face in life. The Minotaur embodies our fears. It also represents the dark aspects of ourselves that we must confront. The myth teaches us that even in the darkest of times, hope and courage can guide us. Theseus's victory over the Minotaur is a reminder that we have the strength to overcome adversity. We can emerge from our own personal labyrinths. It is a story that has resonated for millennia. It continues to inspire us to face our fears and strive for greatness. Section 9. The Labyrinth's Legacy, from ancient Greece to modern times. The Labyrinth of Knossos and the myth it inspired have captivated imaginations for centuries. They have found their way into art, literature, and popular culture. From Dante's Inferno to Jorge Luis Borges's fictional labyrinths, the image of the maze has become a potent symbol in Western culture. It represents the complexities of life, the search for meaning, and the challenges of navigating the unknown. The Minotaur, too, has transcended its mythical origins. It has become a symbol of the beast within, the dark side of human nature that must be confronted and overcome. The Labyrinth of Knossos is more than just an archaeological site. It is a place where myth and reality intersect. It is a reminder of the power of stories to shape our understanding of the past and to inspire us in the present. Section 10. Unraveling the Threads, the Enduring Mystery of Knossos. Despite decades of study and excavation, the Palace of Knossos and the Minoan civilization it represents remain shrouded in mystery. The Minoan language, Linear A, remains undeciphered. This leaves a gap in our understanding of their culture, beliefs, and history. The true purpose of the palace's many rooms and structures is still debated by scholars. What rituals took place within its walls? What were the beliefs that shaped this unique and enigmatic civilization? The Palace of Knossos is a puzzle. Each discovery brings us closer to understanding its secrets. It also reveals how much more there is to learn. Section 11. Myth or Reality, the Labyrinth's Enduring Question. The Labyrinth of Knossos stands at the crossroads of myth and history. Was it the inspiration for the legendary maze of the Minotaur? Was the myth a reflection of the palace's complex architecture? Or was it a story passed down through generations? A story that evolved over time to explain a civilization lost to the mists of time? The answer, perhaps, lies somewhere in between. The Palace of Knossos, with its winding corridors and countless rooms, may have inspired the myth of the Labyrinth. The Minotaur, a creature born of fear and imagination, could represent the dangers that lurked in the unknown world. Whether the Labyrinth was a real place or a product of imagination, its legacy endures. It reminds us of the power of stories. It reminds us of the enduring allure of mystery. It is a place where the past whispers to the present. It invites us to unravel the threads of history and explore the depths of our own imagination.